Hello, Felicia. I want you to know that at the Thanksgiving table this year, I said aloud my thanks for stumbling upon the Starving Chef blog. Why? Because my name is Drew. I am a 2000 graduate of Carroll High School. I got weirdly roped into being an assistant to the 25th reunion committee, and I have an odd memory obsession with Crispitos. Then interneted it, found you, found the Crispito information, and then you are a CHS Pat too? Hot damn. I need you. August 2nd, 2025. We want to know if we can hire you to make like 500 Crispitos with melted cheese, sour cream, and the generic taco sauce packets. Would you be willing to late night cater the reunion? It's in Dayton. Where? Doesn't matter. We don't know yet. And you party with us too. Bring whoever, as long as they like Crispitos and partying. And we can work out all the compensation details. You can say no here, and then next summer you'll be thinking to yourself, I wonder what my fellow CHS alumni are eating. Or you can say yes, right now, and see just how magical things can become when you join forces with us, like Voltron or the Power Ranger robot. The rest of the committee is CC'd to support this. Don't worry about any food licenses, legalities, or anything really. 1, people that eat Crispitos don't care. 2, drinking will be heavy. In closing, may we forever be bound as fellow Eastside Woodman Avenue Frickers folk in the name of glory to Joseph Sens and the Carroll Patriot Freedom Bell. Can't wait to meet and mark your calendar. We'll figure everything else out later / soon. Extra turmeric. Love, Drew. Class of 2000, barely graduated.
At first, I didn't respond. I get a lot of unhinged emails, so I just figured this was another one. Not to mention, the email came through right in the middle of a holiday dinner with family, after all. But that didn't deter Drew. Finally, I gave in and replied. Hi, Drew. Thanks for reaching out. I've been meaning to get back to you. Which I was. I definitely was meaning to get back to him. It just took me a little bit longer than I thought to respond. Please know that your previous email was a topic of discussion at several holiday meals, with most of my family unequivocally saying I should do it. My sister is also a Carroll alumna and I think knows a few people in your class. I do have to say I have absolutely zero catering skills, and I have never made anything in any amount anywhere near 500 servings. Looking briefly into the amount of time it might take to make 500 Crispitos, it looks like it would be a several-hour process, and it could be shorter or longer depending on if I have access to a large enough space to cook, extra hands available to help cook, assemble, roll, etc. While I think this could be a super fun YouTube video for me, I am right there with you. It could be amazing. It could be catastrophic. Looking at the base cost of ingredients, we're looking somewhere in the $350 to $400 range. And I would expect that to double based on the time I would need to put into making and assembling the Crispitos. Honestly, it would likely be significantly cheaper for you to buy from GFS or FSD directly, which I have found out since graduating is where the Crispitos were sourced from, or at least the ones that I had between 2005 and 2009. Sadly, little old lunch ladies were not actually hand-rolling thousands of Crispitos in the morning prior to lunch. Definitely not a no, though. I just felt like I needed to be upfront with the associated costs. I am looking for fun YouTube content this upcoming year, and honestly, it sounds like a great challenge. Plus, Crispitos are one of my most popular recipe videos on my blog, and it's absolutely time to update it. If you're able to pull together the funds, I am more than happy to figure out something with you. So long as everyone knows, I am not a real chef, I just play one on the internet. Please keep me updated after your meeting next month, and we'll see what we can work out. To think one day I drank my last Chili Willy and didn't even know it. At least Crispitos live on. Go Pats. Felicia, the Starving Chef. After a few emails and a healthy dose of overthinking and a lot of encouragement from my family, I finally said yes. And just like that, I went from never having catered anything in my life to planning the logistics of feeding potentially over 100 people. Again, I am not a caterer or even a real chef. I'm just some lady on the internet who taught herself how to kind of cook good. This actually wasn't my first attempt at Crispitos. Back in 2017, I actually made Crispitos for this channel. And look, it's playing behind me right now. I even filmed the whole process of setting up and rolling and cooking. And yes, this is actual footage of me making Crispitos almost 10 years before this reunion was even on my radar. I was feeling just as nostalgic for Crispitos back then as I do right now. The love for Crispitos runs deep for us Carroll folk. Still, those videos ended up connecting me with other Carroll grads years before Drew's email ever even hit my inbox. So when this reunion opportunity came up, I knew I had to dust off the recipe and do it justice. Basically, an entire school year later, the details were ironed out, the total number of Crispitos agreed upon from 500 to a more manageable 275. A test batch had been made, and we packed up the floorboard inspectors and hit the road for a 3-hour drive from Cleveland to Dayton, Ohio. Our first stop, Costco. We're about to rope drop at Costco. Gotta get that beef. I forgot to record most of the shopping, but you get it. It's Costco. You walk in for tortillas and end up wondering why you bought a kayak. We bought so much beef. So we went to Costco this morning, and I think we got enough beef. I think 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds of beef. I think that should be enough. My recipe uses 16 ounces of ground beef or ground chicken, which was not available at Costco, unfortunately. I used 16 ounces of ground beef, and that made about 24 Crispitos. So we're hoping that we'll be able to end up with about 300 total from our 30 pounds of ground beef. But first, I need to cook it all, I need to season it, and I need to store it overnight somehow so I can put it into the Crispitos tomorrow so they're fresh for our delivery. I'm gonna go ahead and get started by cooking probably a pound, 2 pounds at a time. There's a lot of beef. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna work in by about 2.5 pound increments and hopefully end up with a lot of cooked beef at the end of this. I smell like beef. Alright, so we're gonna do half the beef in this pot over here. And then we're gonna do half the beef on the stove. I can move it this way. You can do that one and I'll do this one. With my mom recruited to help, we got to work. Browning beef, rinsing beef, tossing beef into bowls. My parents' home will eternally smell like beef forever, I fear. Oh, only one package left? That went faster than I thought. We need a quality control inspector over here, please. Can we get quality control? Hello, quality control. Are you making sure we're doing everything right? Beef. Yeah, your brother's not getting no beef today. No brother, no beef. No brothers is getting no beef. One of our quality controls is sleeping on the job. Audrey doesn't care that we're making Crispitos. With the floorboard inspector's final approval, the last batch was cooked and ready. All told, that was a lot of meat.
We have beef. 30 pounds, probably more than that. I actually didn't weigh any of it. 30 pounds of beef. So now we've reached our bottleneck of the whole preparation process. We only have one food processor, and I think that it can only handle about what the recipe calls for at a time. So I have enough of all of my ingredients, hopefully. We have paprika, turmeric, salt, cumin, and salsa, and I'll have a cup for water. And I think what I'm going to do, I have a scale here, and I'm going to weigh each container that we've filled with our beef and scoop out about 16 ounces at a time. And then just hopefully that's the most efficient way to kind of make sure everything is tasting the same, everything is seasoned properly, because I don't think I can just pour this into a huge container with this stuff and get the same result. It's going to be a really slow process. I feel this thing is going to be really loud for a very long time, but this is definitely going to be our bottleneck situation. Alright, so this is 9.77, so we're just going to take it down to 8.7. 10 pounds of beef. Like the max line is here. I don't want to fill it up too much because I want to make sure that everything gets seasoned properly. So what we're going to do now is add our water, quarter cup of water. Quarter cup of salsa. And then we need our spices. So it's 3 tablespoons paprika, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, and 2 tablespoons of cumin. And you can obviously adjust all of these to your own tastes. A lot of the comments that I originally got was the turmeric was too much at the very beginning, so I've actually dialed that back a little bit, but you can totally add your own amounts if you ever decide to recreate this and make 300 Crispitos for yourself. I can tell you that it's a great time. Really, the spices are for coloring the meat more than flavoring the meat. It's supposed to have that mystery meat sort of quality to it. I will say that for many years I thought that Crispitos were beef at Carroll. Thought that Crispitos were beef. Turns out that they were chicken all that time. But I made this recipe close to 10 years ago and still thought they were beef at that time. And I think they taste better than the chicken ones because they're a little bit more beefy. Oh my god, I can't open this thing. So if you order Crispitos from GFS, you're probably going to end up with chicken Crispitos, but beef Crispitos are the way to go. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon turmeric, and then 2 tablespoons cumin. Then the last thing is to blend it all together. So what we're looking for here is like Taco Bell meat quality. So they're gonna try to do their ingredients as cheap as possible, and mystery meat, taco meat, is gonna look a little weird. So once we got it all ground up, it should sort of easily stick together as so. Then we'll be able to mold it inside of the tortillas and really get that shape correct. So I'm gonna transfer this. This is the biggest bowl apparently that we own. So all of everything will go in here. And we're just gonna start dumping it all into the big bowl. One pound done, 29 more to go. We have 1.3 pounds left, and I think I can just do all this at once. Whoop. And drop a little bit on the floor, so I need my cleanup crew to come and make sure all of the cleaning is done properly. Look, there's some over here. Look, you're missing a whole bunch, man. You're gonna get fired from your janitorial duties. You have one job, is to be the supervisor and cleanup crew, and you're not doing a good job. We totally ran out of paprika, and we have like 2 tablespoons of salsa left. I'm actually just gonna throw the water in there. Got like 2 tablespoons of salsa left. I just put a little water in there to get the last of it out. Totally out of salsa, totally out of this paprika. Thankfully, we bought a second thing of paprika, so we're good on that. We're down to about a little bit more than half of the turmeric. And we've got maybe a couple tablespoons left of our ground cumin. I'm gonna go ahead, do this last batch, and we are getting really close to being done with the meat part. If I didn't smell like beef before, I smell like beef now. Like, that's just the reality of the situation.
I smell like beef. I smell like beef.
That's all of the beef, and if you give me 1 second, we'll do a snap clean. See, that was easy. I don't know why we don't always just snap clean every day, but cleaned up pretty quickly. So we have a lot of filling, like a lot. Like this whole table is shaking with how much weight is in these things. This has gotta be at least 40 pounds of meat and salsa and spices. So we're gonna have plenty of meat to fill our Crispitos with tomorrow. So the plan is now to cover these, put them into the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow we'll get all hands on deck to do assembly, because I don't think I can roll 275 plus Crispitos by myself in the time frame that we're allotted. So I'm gonna go ahead, get these covered up for the day, and I think we're done cooking. I'm not a real chef, I just play one on the internet, but I'm pretty proud of what we did here. Next time though, I'm gonna tell them to go to GFS, because this is a lot.
The next day was assembly day. Our goal was to roll, cook, and pack all 275 Crispitos in time to get to the reunion by 7:30. My husband and dad were recruited to help, despite neither of them ever tasting, let alone seeing, a real Crispito before.
Why? Because you can't make yours the same size as mine? No, mine have all been exactly the same size, just not the same size as yours.
Just the wrong size.
No, but look there. Look at how everybody on YouTube. Look at how these are all the same. You could measure them with your hand, your knuckles.
All right, and everybody on YouTube, my husband decided to not follow my instructions and help to follow how long they were supposed to be. So these are technically not correct.
We had to have a little training session, and my dad, love you to death, Dad, but with absolutely no food service experience, had to be moved up the line to tortilla prep, oven duty, and cooler packing after his first few attempts at rolling did not pass the test. Once we got our system down, though, we became a well-oiled machine. Rolling, cutting, cooking, rolling, cutting, cooking. So we're doing pretty good time-wise. Like we're just shy of 3 p.m. We're working on rolling here, and then my dad is in charge of filling the cooler, filling the pans, getting the tortillas ready for us to cut. All of that stuff. We're rocking and rolling. We're gonna try to take off. It's about 45 minutes away, so we're gonna try to take off about 6:30 or so, get there about 7:15, and get ready to party. But we're doing pretty good. We have racks. We have 2 sets ready to go, 2 sets in the oven, another tray working on over here. We're doing good. I'm excited. Let's go back to the montage mode. Two and a half hours later, every Crispito was packed into one of 2 massive coolers, and they just barely fit into my little Honda Civic. And with that, it was go time. When we pulled up, the reunion was in full swing. The coolers were hot, the drinks were flowing, and the Crispitos were about to become the star of the night. What's up, hungry people? Today we're eating Crispitos! I finally got to meet Drew and the rest of the planning committee in person and was introduced to the entire class.
Seriously, thank you everyone. I also want to give a special shout out specifically to Drew, who did a lot of work in sourcing this beautiful creature right here. Miss Felicia. Felicia has crafted and brought down from a 4-hour journey. She's a Carroll Patriot graduate of 2009. The
Vintage
OG recipe for Crispitos. We unfortunately do not have chili willies or gnocchis. I apologize.
Yeah, right? See, you were judging like, what is this? Nobody else has Crispitos at their school. Nobody else eats Crispitos. Everybody is thrilled.
Thank you. Oh, that
this was
good.
great. Did you try one already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, like,
spot on?
spot on. Thank you. We all love those.
Hell
It
yeah.
was that and the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it's chicken patty days. Best days.
This was her deal. She would crush like 7.
Crispito day.
Crush them at 7. I could probably pound 6.
Well, we brought extra because we were like, either they're all gonna eat or none of them are gonna get eaten. So, as long as at least 2 of them get consumed, I'll be happy. Woo, Carroll. I don't belong to this class, but I'm gonna go ahead and pretend like this was my graduating class, even though it definitely wasn't. Class of 2000, class of 2009. Somehow I got the invite. I'll take it.
Getting to meet everyone and hearing the Crispitos were spot on to how they remember them being in school, I was just so happy to have brought this memory back to life for them.
3. 1, 2, 3. Everybody, if you haven't met Alicia, thank her for tonight. We couldn't have done this without her. She is the best.
So we just finished our Crispitos. I'm gonna go ahead and say they were a hit. So far everyone has said they taste exactly how they remember them in high school. So like, that's a big success for me. I thought they tasted exactly the same, and so far every single person has at least eaten one of them. We made 300. I'm not sure if 300 are gonna be eaten, but the fact that I was able to pull that off in just a few days was fantastic. So I'm so excited. Thank you to Drew and thank you to everybody else for letting me do this, because this is honestly an incredible experience. Who are you looking at?
Look at all those people over there eating.
Everybody is in line for Crispitos. Crispito Day was a thing at Carroll. I don't know if it was a thing anywhere else, but honestly, the nostalgia for me was worth this entire adventure. I am just so happy with how these turned out. I'm so happy that everybody's enjoying them, and I'm so happy that I pulled it off at the end of the day. So, Crispitos, baby.
There was just one thing left to do with the Crispitos before I made my way back home to Cleveland.
What's up, hungry people? Today we're making Crispitos at Carroll.
While we were there, I told my husband about the glory days. Friday night football games under the lights, sock hops in the gym, weird little moments in drama club that only made sense if you were there, and all of the tiny memories that came rushing back. I couldn't help but think about how wild it is that something as small as a school lunch could connect generations of Carroll graduates. For us, it was Crispito Day. Mystery meat packed tortillas with an ungodly amount of cheese on the side. It didn't matter if you graduated in 2000 or 2009 or 2025. You knew going to Carroll that Crispito Days were a thing, and you were joining a long-standing tradition that still joins us together beyond the halls of the high school. And other schools had their own things too. Maybe it was square pizza, or Bosco cheese sticks, or bags of milk. Whatever it was yours. A little ritual that broke up the week, gave you something to look forward to, and somehow still lives rent-free in your memory, even decades after you've graduated. Life's gotten faster, louder, more complicated. Friends drift, time moves on. But for one night, we were all part of the same story. 2 graduating classes with the same inside jokes, same rites of passage, and the same sense of belonging that never really fades. Proof that even decades later, even the simplest of things can tie us together long after the last bell rings.
What nostalgic meal would you like to see me make next? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to throw me a like if you liked this video. I don't do this stuff that often, and I've actually never done anything like this before, so if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, let me know if you like Crispitos. Now, to eat Crispitos at my alma mater for the first time since I graduated in 2009.